Well, it's been a whole year since Firewall Dragon was banned. Yeah, times have changed. Hello guys, this is me, DavePink243, and welcome to a Yu-Gi-Oh video? Yes. And times have certainly changed. The game's landscape has changed. New cards were introduced throughout the year of 2019. Meta-defining cards, I may add. And lots of crazy movements on the Forbidden Limited list. Some of them I love, some of them I hate. But enough about that. If you don't know, I didn't really play too much of Master Rule 4, mostly because, I just didn't like links. I didn't like the fact that they restricted you off of, like, being able to summon, fusion monsters, synchros, Xyz, and sure, they nerfed pendulums. But, you know, it just wasn't enough, you know? Like, conceptually speaking, Master Rule 4 was flawed beyond belief, and that's why I was so glad when they announced this, I wouldn't call it, like, an absolutely new Master Rule, but, it's more like a revision to Master Rule 4. But everyone just calls it Master Rule 5, and so I will refer to it as such as well. So, quote-unquote Master Rule 5, it takes everything that went wrong with Master Rule 4 and fixes it. Making Link monsters not as necessary, but also at the same time not as powerful. Because now you don't absolutely need a Link monster in order to play fusion monsters or synchros, Xyz. You still need to play Link monsters if you want to take full advantage of the pendulum summon from the extra deck. Other than that, though, we're almost back in business. Now, of course, there were other factors as to why I didn't really play Master Rule 4. Mostly due to some really degenerate cards. Like, some new ones and then old ones returning as well. But I just still want to continue on with talking about Master Rule 5, quote-unquote. Yeah, I just really like the changes. I feel like they've really balanced out all the mechanics in mostly the right ways. Because as we saw with Master Rule 4, like, fusion decks like Fluffles just could not compete. And then, yeah, it's like these Link monsters, like, ruined some of the, well, a lot of strategies to where they were just kind of unplayable at that point. And it really gets to you inside, like Invoked Windwitch as a deck, I loved playing in Master Rule 3, but in Master Rule 4 it just was not good. Because I couldn't end on Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon and double Raijin on turn 1 anymore like how I used to, so yeah, I didn't like that. And the one deck that kept me going in Master Rule 4, that would be ABCs, but there's this one little card. One little card that fucks them over so much. You wanna know what it is? Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave is easily the worst thing that's ever happened to ABC, and they just cannot play at all. Like, like, no ABC player wants their pieces to be banished prematurely. It's like the worst thing ever. And not only that, Call by the Grave negates their effects from the graveyard. Like, no searches from Buster Drake, no special summons for Sea Crush Wyvern. Oh, it's terrible. And then they brought back Super Poly, which is a whole nother can of worms. Easily worst board wipe in the game in terms of just raw, devastating power. Non-destructive, non-targeting removal, and then it also just brings a body on board. No one wants to deal with that. And it's a spell speed 4, so no one can respond to it with anything. That's just degeneracy at its fullest. Konami, why did you bring back Super Poly? I mean, I understand, like big ass boards, like they were becoming a real big problem. I get that, but why did you make it so that you just have Super Poly of all things come back? And in my opinion, if it takes one unfair card to get rid of another, then that's not really solving the problem. You're just making things worse for everybody. And then also there's this meteor known as Nibiru. I don't like that card either. It's honestly like, well, it's a meteor. What do you think it's going to do? I don't know. Like, nuke one monster? No, it nukes the entire board worth of monsters, and it leaves behind a token. I understand the big board problem, but come on, guys, you made Ghost second decks way too strong because they could just break boards very easily, and they honestly became the best decks because of that. Like, Nibiru, Super Poly, all of that junk literally made Go First decks not very good, all except for Guru Control, which the only reason why I'm saying that is because, like, they set one monster and then they set like 3 or 4 back row per turn, per first turn. So it's like, honestly, going second decks were just way too strong, and you know, the meta showed that very prominently, where there was a time where Cyber Dragon Orcus was just like a very powerful meta contender. And then there was also Sky Striker Orcus. Like, there's just like a whole bunch of variants of Orcus, which, speaking of which, the formats all throughout Master Rule 4 have been very stale. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was quite a bit of variety with each passing format, but it was always the same best decks. Like, there was literally no change. Like, you have Sky Strikers, you have Salamangreat, you had Thunder Dragons, and then Orcus came in there within like the summer of 2019 with the release of Dark Neostorm, and it's been that way ever since. Like, honest to God, why? Why? Konami, why would you do this? like, it's literally a nightmare. But with this new Master Rule, am I going to be playing the game again? Well, the answer to that is yes, but I don't know how often. Because well, if Call by the Grave goes to 1, which I doubt will happen because people apparently don't have a problem with Call by the Grave, yeah, if Call by the Grave goes to 1, then I might consider playing ABC again. But as it stands, I'm just not honest. I'm honestly not sure because, and like Yu-Gi-Oh has been like a mess all throughout Master Rule 4. Like, you had stuff like Tier 0 Spirals, Firewall Dragon, you had the Danger Dark World FTK. Like, you had so many unfair things, like Dark Warrior Goki, Rongo Bongo going nuts, and then like Danger Thunder Dragon. Like, you had all of this unfair nonsense. Like, but hopefully, hopefully with Master Rule 5, things can be infinitely more interesting, and, you know, we can have, like, so many decks be viable in this day and age. Not just like, the quote-unquote best decks. Like, we could have so many different options. And, you know, market prices are showing. As, like, you know, I've watched some of House of Champs' things, the market watch for stuff, and, you know, cards like Phantastical Dragon Phantasme are going down dramatically because, links, we know for a fact that links aren't going to be as prominent when this new rule change takes into effect on April 1st. But at the same time, you have a whole bunch of other cards just going up in price because people are aware that they could be viable again, depending on how things shape up, and that's why you're seeing so many buyouts of cards on TCG Player, because people are just hunting down certain cards before they get so expensive that they just... I think you get the drift. Like, people are buying out cards left and right, and it's causing some discourse among the player base. Like, I'm like, guys, relax. This thing isn't going to come for like another 3 to 4 months. But yeah, just people are just panicking because they want to have their copies of these cards as soon as possible, and they don't want to be shelling out like $20, $30, maybe even $40 for some of these cards. It's literally not how they would want to spend their money. Like, honestly, all of us would want to spend our money on cheaply. Like, we want the best deals, we want stuff that is good but have, like, the best deals, you know? I mean, that's how Yu-Gi-Oh! Works. Like, we pay money to be able to play well and to be renowned in the meta community. Like, we purchase, we succeed. I know I've been ranting on about this for... Oh, I'm tired. I need something to drink. Just reaching up for... some Mountain Dew Code Red. Honestly, I prefer this to be, like, voltage, but sometimes you don't always get what you want, and that's the closest thing to voltage as I can just get for this sort of thing, because I wanted to talk a lot about this. And then, like, you know, a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, I think it's called, like... For once, Studio Galp is not going to be animating the anime. I don't know why that is, like, maybe there was some kind of, like, disagreement between like, the actual game makers and Studio Galp. I'm not entirely sure. It might have something to do with the fact that people are saying, like, oh, like, frames ended early, like they wrap things up too quickly. Like, I don't know that because I'm following the dub of frames, and like I've been trying to find episodes dubbed, but you know, when it comes to the online, like, it's really hard to get certain stuff because people are just not willing to tell you where you can find the episodes dubbed, because otherwise you just get in a lot of trouble. And I understand that because of copyright stuff. Like, you can't just, like, do so without the company's permission and all that. But going on about the anime, there's going to be also this new kind of dueling style known as rush duels. Now, I don't know how much this is going to conflict with speed duels, but I do know one thing. The rules are dumb. When it's your draw phase, no matter how few of cards you have in your hand, you draw until you have 5. What? What kind of madman thought up of this? And then you could normal summon as many times as you want. Like, what? Why? Why would you make it so that you could do any form of summoning you want as many times as you want? Like, I get that there's not as much room to do so, but still, like, it boggles my mind. Ugh, and I was not a fan of speed dueling in the first place, and this new rush duel stuff isn't going to be my fancy either. But what about the anime? How's it look? Well, from view screenshots and the character designs, the main character looks like that one main character from the Psycho Card Battle, which was a Yu-Gi-Oh game on the 3DS. It actually has a fan translation because it never was officially released outside of Japan. But that game's kind of bull. I don't like it because it follows the sort of, like, it's similar to speed duels, where you have 3 monster card zones and 3 spell trap zones. It's dumb. Like, I hate it. But, oh, I'm losing my breath here, people, because I've been talking for just basically straight up 20 minutes, and usually I don't talk so much. It's just like, some of this stuff is, like, really nice for me. Well, but with other things, I have to go and rant on about even the smallest bits that I just don't like. And you know, it's just how Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been over the past few years or so. Like, there have been things I loved, and there's been things that I hated to no end. But, going on still with the character designs of the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, like, the female character shown off there, she looks decent. I was hoping that she would be yet another competent duelist, but from descriptions, unfortunately, it says that she's not into so much of dueling. Which I'm like, fuck! Like really, guys? You had to drop the ball with that one? But yeah, is that all I wanted to say in regards to the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff of right now? I think that just made me. If there's anything I've forgotten to say or whatever, I'll remind myself for a later video, but as of now, I just need, like, a rest from talking. I've been, like, in, like, one continuous, point of discussion without some sort of distraction. I've been... I mean, you can tell by my voice it's getting breathy because, I'm not used to talking so much without a break in between. But this is a video I've been very much wanting to make because my Yu-Gi-Oh! Content needs to be updated like pronto, like Thanos snap kind of fast, you know? Although I will say, coming up in a few days up at the new year, there's going to be another piece of Yu-Gi-Oh! Content coming. I was playing it out for quite a while, and then only revisited the idea earlier on in the month of December. Changed a lot of things up. Hopefully you guys like it. There is one discrepancy in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Video that I'm going to be posting at that time, but it will be addressed in a following one. Because it's actually a series. As for what kind of series it could be, I'm keeping that a mystery. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed me talking about what's been happening with Yu-Gi-Oh! Lately and my feelings on current Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I hope you guys liked it. Other than that, though, I hope you guys enjoy your day and enjoy the Yu-Gi-Oh! Video that is coming up in the new year. Take care.